Hi there, I'm Eva Lantsoght. I'm a professor of structural engineering at Universidad San Francisco de Quito in Quito, Ecuador. And I'm also a part-time associate professor at Delft University of Technology in Delft in the Netherlands. Besides that, I'm also a blogger and podcaster at the PhD Talk blog and podcast. What inspired me to become an academic is my long interest in learning new things, as well as solving some of society's pressing problems, and as well the curiosity to figure things out. The way I got into academia is actually right after my PhD. I found my faculty position in Ecuador, and I also at the same time got the opportunity to continue on at Delft University of Technology with a part-time postdoc. So that is how I stayed in academia after my PhD and how I found the positions that I still have nowadays. So what I like about my job is that I'm doing research, so I'm involved with some of the cutting-edge development, state-of-the-art developments in our field. And at the same time, I'm also teaching, so I'm learning from my students how they see the problems that society is faced with, which keeps my finger at the pulse of what society really needs, what young people need. And it's always a pleasure as well to be mentoring the new generation of researchers and to discuss with young and bright people. What I do to inspire my students, well, there it really depends on whether we're talking about undergraduate or graduate students. So for my undergraduate students, I try to, in class, tell them about the recent advances in our field so that they understand how we in structural and bridge engineering can contribute to some of the pressing problems that society is facing nowadays. When it comes to master's and PhD students, I really focus on the mentoring part. So I try to inspire the students by, first of all, engaging their interests, by leading by example, by showing excellence in research, and also by showing that research is fun and that you can have a well-balanced life as a professor. When it comes to the research that I'm currently undertaking, I have 6 projects that are currently ongoing and that are funded, 3 of them in the Netherlands, 3 in Ecuador. The 3 projects in the Netherlands, 2 of them are related to what we call bridge load testing, where we apply loading to a bridge, see how the bridge responds, and use that to better evaluate the bridge and see if it's safe for the traveling public. One project really is related to understanding the measurements in the light of what happens inside the concrete structure. And the other project really looks at the probabilistic aspect. So what is the chance of failure that we can derive from our testing and our measurements? The third project that I have ongoing at the moment is related to infrastructure subjected to fire loading, and there we are using numerical methods, so nonlinear finite element models. The projects that I have ongoing in Ecuador are more materials related research, where I'm looking at the use of natural fibers in concrete. We have one project that is co-funded by the industry. We're looking at more sustainable mixes potentially for pavements in agricultural regions, where we are first of all looking at the use of recycled aggregates and natural fibers. The second project is really looking at the use of the natural fibers, but finding chemical methods to improve their durability inside the alkaline environment of the concrete. And the last project is EU funded, and that's staff exchanges between our university and partner universities in Europe and the other way around. And we work with 11 universities in total on a project titled BET, Bio-Based Energy Efficient Structures and Materials for Tomorrow, where we are currently looking at both the materials to develop as well as their thermomechanical modeling and structural modeling. When it comes to staying up to date with current research, the first thing I do is reading a lot. So I have a number of alerts, both from Google Scholar as my favorite journals, as well as some of my favorite authors, of which I get alerts when they publish something new that I should read. The second way I stay up to date is by going to conferences and seeing what everybody's working on. And the third way is that I always identify which skills I want to further develop, as well as which skills I perhaps need to learn, which programming languages I need to learn, or which topics I need to focus on. And then I make for myself a plan of courses to take, textbooks to read, journal articles to read, to really get well versed into the topic. When it comes to saying which research project I'm most proud of, that is a bit difficult because essentially that would mean as well saying who of my PhD candidates, past and present, is my favorite, and that's like picking between your children, so I can't really do that. But what I can do perhaps is say that there's one project that is quite uncommon that I would like to mention, and this is that we're looking long-term at a bridge. So it's a bridge that was built in 1997, and we're taking a set of measurements, initially much more frequently, but now we're taking measurements every 10 years. And this is really unusual that a bridge is followed for so long from a research perspective. So I inherited this project from two of my colleagues, and I plan to continue following the behavior of this bridge until I retire and perhaps pass it on to the next generation by then. The advice that I would give to my younger self would be to worry less and just go for it and overthink the situation less. I was doubting a lot when I was a younger scientist. I was wondering whether I had deserved my position as a full professor here. And yeah, I wish I could take away those doubts and fears from that time.